Hello, I'm Father Joe Gambala, pastor of St. Malachy Catholic Church. Today is Saturday, the 23rd week in Ordinary Time, and our Gospel is taken from the Gospel according to St. Luke. Jesus said to his disciples, "A good tree does not bear rotten fruit, nor does a rotten tree bear good fruit. For every tree is known by its own fruit. For people do not pick figs from thorn bushes, nor do they gather grapes from brambles. A good person out of the store of goodness of his heart produces good, but an evil person out of a store of evil produces evil. For from the fullness of the heart the mouth speaks. Why do you call me Lord, Lord, but do not do what I command? I will show you what someone is like who comes to me, listens to my words, and acts upon them. The one is like a man building a house, who dug deeply and laid a foundation on rock. When the flood came, the river burst against that house, but could not shake it because it had been built well. But the one who listens and does not act is like a person who built a house on the ground, without a foundation. When the river burst against it, it collapsed at once and was completely destroyed." The Gospel of the Lord. Well, my grandfather built a barn. He built this barn out of cinder blocks 100 years ago, somewhere in the early 1920s. And for reasons I won't know until I get to ask him in heaven, that foundation on the south side was only 18 inches deep. And in Michigan, well, that's not deep enough. And that frost is going to get under that foundation and push it up every spring. And growing up in the 60s and 70s, there was a spring ritual watching my grandfather mix a wheelbarrow of mortar and patch up all the cracks in those mortar blocks on the south side of that building. And then 1980, the winds came, the rains came, and that wall came down. The rest of the barn remained standing, so my grandfather rebuilt that wall on that very same foundation. Many years later, that barn was entrusted to me, that property, for my niece and nephew until they became of age to have the property transferred to them. So for 4 years, I would tell people, "You've heard of the Leaning Town of Pisa? Well, I have the Leaning Barn of Canton Township, Michigan." Fortunately, that barn has been removed. But nevertheless, Jesus talks about foundation. He knows that if our foundation is deep in Him, if our foundation is deep in the Lord, no matter what storms life will blow against us, we will be able to withstand those storms and grow stronger in our faith because our foundation in the Lord is deep.